So a lot of people ask me this question, should I renounce a CBI citizenship? And the reason why they ask this question is because increasingly a lot of these programs have started sharing intelligence or CBI data, like citizenship information, with the country of real citizenship. And when I say real, what I mean is that the natural one, right, where you were born or where you have a real citizenship from. And then let's say you just decided to purchase a passport. How does that affect you? How does that affect your rights? Is that a real citizenship? And the big issue is now some countries don't allow dual citizenship, and when someone purchases a CBI thinking this is a plan B and no one is going to know about it, they're not going to tell anyone about this is a private bond. Guess what? The CBI programs then start sharing all your information. A lot of those programs capture every single bit of your financial data, your citizenship information. They link other citizenships. They collect all that info, all your family members, their financial information, your financial information, and this rich wealth of your entire lifetime history, the snapshot of your life is all connected and then supplied to intelligence agencies. And let's not single out FBI or any European intelligence agency. Let's keep it simple. Let's just call them intelligence agencies, whatever they might be. And a lot of Europeans are getting pissed off because some European countries do not allow that, and it's a huge mess. Objective of this video is not to really talk about the answer to this question. This is a personal choice. Let's not get into that, but let's talk about whether CBI is a smart choice. Now, exceedingly a lot of governments that want to make money, who want to keep these programs private, are switching from CBI. They don't want to have the tag name CBI because the moment you have CBI, there's a lot of blacklisting and a lot of stigma and a lot of problems. Let's discuss three top problems that the CBI industry is facing. First one is the US travel ban. A lot of countries are on that potential travel ban that's published by the US. So that's an unfortunate development. The second situation is that obviously these programs are now required to share the citizenship information with the country of real citizenship. So a lot of these programs are controlled and owned, or rather, let's just say bullied by a lot of Western forces. So all of your data goes and gets shared and gets listed. If you were, let's say, not under any kind of investigation, let's say no one knew about it, but now because you've purchased the CBI, a lot of that data would be shared with the home country intelligence services, so they would know what's going on. They would suddenly get alerted. The third major disadvantage is the Schengen termination across a lot of programs. A lot of these CBI passport had the visa-free access, but now as these programs are being entered into the immigration databases of different countries, they're terminating privileges across different forms, like let's say the CPLP, or the ECOWAS travel, or let's just say the Schengen access, right? A lot of the Caribbean programs had the Schengen access. So yes, the information is captured, is grabbed, but then they come back and threaten, or there's a very certain chance of the visa free being terminated. So that's the other issue. The fourth major issue with CBI is when you're presenting a CBI citizenship to a bank, the bank knows, or rather, let's say the financial institutions are instructed by Western forces to detect a CBI program, and then of course they create a suspicious activity report. A lot of banks where they would want to report what you're trying to do, even if they let you open up an account, but the balances, they want to be careful. They want to report that information, your balances, your bank accounts, to various home country governments, so their income tax can then keep an eye on you. Now, what are some of the latest CBI programs? And while I'm saying this, none of this information is tax, legal, or finance advice. This is my own research and analysis. You should always consult an attorney. Now, the latest CBI one in West Africa, there are three over there, right? One is not a CBI, one is a pure exception. So that's different. That does not fit into this category. And as I said at the earlier part of the video, it's all about moving to exceptions, because exception is private, It's discreet, it's not listed, it's a perfectly private bond between you and your country. There is room, there's flexibility where you're sharing limited required information. It's not a developed or designed program by the West where they're grabbing or linking, or it's not designed to trick you. This is designed to be a plan B. A CBI or most of the CBI programs would be opposite of what a plan B is. It's actually busting yourself for no reason. That's just my opinion. What are some of the quality CBIs that don't give a shit about some of this nonsense going on? I think the couple of interesting ones or the relevant ones in 2025 still who are sticking it out is the Nauru CBI and the Vanuatu CBI. Those are really interesting, and that's why you do see a lot of people add those to their portfolio. Now, things were different before, but now the way the CBI programs have behaved, I think Nauru and Vanuatu have stood out. Now, the latest CBI to launch is from West Africa. It's Sao Tome. Now, the question here is, should you get this CBI? First, let's talk about the price. 90K, no ECOWAS. Absolutely does not make sense. 90K is way too high of a price. I think the price should have been around 45K for the actual passport and 5K for the due diligence. That would have been a successful program, because what are you getting with this? The only thing that I can see over here, a technicality, is the CPLP. But because this is a CBI citizenship, when you apply for the CPLP, obviously the immigration is going to know that this is they're selling the passport. You just purchased the passport. Was it to bypass or was it to get the CPLP? So once they know all of that, of course, needless to say, what's going to happen after, smart people are going to get that. But let's say if this was an exception, no one knew about it, the country is not selling their passport, completely different story. What is an example? A citizenship by exception in West Africa that is both CPLP and ECOWAS, which is fast and much faster than any of these programs, but it is discreet. It's private. It's a private bond between you and the country. And also it has obviously the bells and the whistles, right? The ECOWAS and the CPLP, all that kind of stuff, right? So if you are interested in knowing more information on this one that I'm talking about, you can watch this video. I've covered this in a lot of detail. But let's come back to the point, right? So this is a CBI. It's going to be located in Dubai. So that's another area where Dubai is interested in a lot of these type of companies, right? They want to have a stake in the game. They want to be connected with the world, the rest of the world. So of course the location for this due diligence or this center is Dubai. It's obviously for obvious reasons. So you got to take that into consideration. Or does this program share information with the West? We have to see. We don't know that yet. So far, it's in the design phase. It's going to go live in September, and we are interested in supporting this application. So yes, we would be one of the first ones to approach and get started or onboarded on this program. So that's going to happen. More information to come. If you are subscribed, you will be notified. And once this program starts, I think the other thing that I particularly focus on or emphasize on, the information being collected and the way this information is shared. Who is that shared with? What are the consequences? So when you are doing a CBI, you should be aware of the consequences. The problem with the CBI industry is a lot of marketers are going to just tell you or sell you or do the marketing pitch. They're going to present as if this is one of the best plan Bs, but you want to know what's happening behind the scenes. How is your information being collected? How is the information being processed? Who is it being fed to? So that you know your rights. And this is legal stuff, right? We are not doing anything legal. Knowing what's happening with your information is a personal right. Just because you aren't a criminal, that doesn't mean that all your information should be fed to different intelligence agencies. In fact, it should be the other way around. Because you're not a criminal, because you're not doing anything wrong, your information should be protected, and something exactly happens with some of these programs. So one of the things would be really to closely monitor and see what they are up to. And we do support programs that are not up to busting the citizens. We do like programs. I personally prefer programs that do give you a plan B, a real plan B, and not just sell you a CBI option that's going to get struck down. And that is why since the last several years I have been predicting and reporting. I got a lot of flack initially, and now everyone seems to agree with my analysis on this topic. Now, what else is the CBI? Sierra Leone? Well, I don't think that program would even have a lot of interest from anyone watching this channel, simply because it does not have the CPLP. So what are you getting that for? ECOWAS? Well, okay, but then 140K? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That program is, in my opinion, I would not pay more than 40K for that program. So they drastically need to revamp the price, get it down to 35, 40K, bring it in line with what the market expects, and then they would see some sales for their program. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you consider a CBI in 2025, or would you rather stick to an exception, which is faster, which is private, which is direct, which is discreet, and which is in your favor? All right, catch you in the next one.